Hello and welcome to Game Brigade. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian, you're watching Game Brigade, and today I want to show something that I'm super happy that I finally got in, and that is my Wyrmwood DM screen. So I've talked in the past on the channel how I've wanted to bring tabletop RPG to the channel in some way. As it stands, I've never been much of a tabletop RPG player, but I have played a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. But I wanted to delve more into that type of storytelling, that type of content. And when Wyrmwood offered this up on Kickstarter, I thought, man, how cool would that be to have a custom, something that I could set up for myself for DMing, even though I've never really been a DM. So here it is. I finally have the Wyrmwood DM screen, GM screen, whatever you want to call it. Dungeon Master, Game Master, and I am in love. I think this thing is so freaking cool, from the tower here that we can roll that's got two sides to the panels, the custom panel, which I can even put in my own logo here if I wanted to. It is incredible. But I wanted to talk more to you guys today about what do you want? Do you want tabletop RPG content? Is that something you guys would enjoy? I've had this conversation with other creators that it's interesting how board gaming and tabletop RPG people like to sometimes keep themselves completely separate in two different worlds, which is wild to me because it's still somewhat of the similar world and mechanics in my mind, except, obviously one, you are using your imagination as you build the world, while the other one is more mechanically driven, and it's pretty much laid out in front of you with obviously board gaming. As it stands, I'm a gamer. I could play anything. So I love role playing. I love board gaming. I love video games. Really, anything is fine. So, but I want to make sure I'm delivering content to you guys, because I've even thought, shoot, do I have to start a second channel for tabletop RPGs? And what kind of conflict of interest or what kind of toll or time would it take to do a second channel? So I figured I'd ask. I wanted to show some of the stuff I've got. Let's go ahead and take down one of these panels, kind of help me out. To prep to getting to the point of becoming more involved in the tabletop dungeon crawl RPG scene, I've picked up a few different types of Dungeons & Dragons or scenarios that I could feature on the channel that I would love to showcase, especially when I get a new replacement table that can kind of fix what I have going on right now. That's kind of when I've been planning on doing some sort of soft launch. But right now I've got the Dungeons of Drakenheim. This was a Kickstarter that launched, it's been over a year now. It's kind of dusty because I haven't really touched it much. But this is a full basically world that's been made by some guys, I believe, that made like their own Dungeons and Dragons playthrough, and people wanted to play in their world, and so that's what this is. So it's huge. It's a super thick box. Dungeons of Drakenheim. So this is one I've been wanting to showcase. Of course, I've got just classic D&D here. I have just this is a Dragons book. Fitzman's Treasury of Dragons. Basically allows you to have more dragon classes and whatnot, which I think is kind of cool to play with. Plus, I love the art. These books are so cool. They've talked about getting rid of hardcover books for Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, dude, that's like the coolest part of this entire experience. Here I just got this. This is a pledge. I actually bought this for my daughter. So this could be years down the road. But this is Animal Adventures, The Faraway Sea. And basically, I don't believe you're playing as the animals. I think you might be like a secondary person, but the animal is really the focus. But I thought my daughter would love this. And the minis were super cool. So pick this up. I also got, there's two versions of these. I've got the Dune Desert Planet book. Now this is by Modifus, and this is like the full actual kit, but this one uses a 2D20 system, which is a lot different than the standard Dungeons and Dragons. But I've heard that this is actually a very, very good system to kind of get involved with. You can see some of the art here. It's really good art, kind of without destroying all my stuff. Very, very wanting to get involved in this game. And I actually have this, which is kind of like a starter set. It says Agents of Dune Role-Playing Campaign Experience. I believe this one from the Dune, also by Modifus Entertainment. This one is basically open up and go. Like, it's very, very easy to get started. So I have some of these systems. I've also purchased and backed the Tanaris Adventures RPG. So there's a whole bunch of slew of things that I want to get involved in, but I want to know, is my audience interested in that kind of content? Are you guys wanting to see that? I've also kind of modified, this is kind of a channel update in a little bit. I've also kind of modified the channel structure. You'll see more playthroughs on my channel. I'm going to be doing more community-driven content with my player group here, really trying to showcase the community that is Game Brigade. I've even thrown around the idea of potentially rebranding my channel in some sort of fashion. That's still up here. I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like it's detrimental to rebrand. I don't have any merchandise or recognition. In reality, I don't know how many people know the Game Brigade brand as it is. Most people just know me by Brian. So we'll see. I would love to give you guys' thoughts. If you have any questions on that, I've actually never talked about this with my community in terms of rebranding or the channel direction. So it's kind of interesting. It's in the middle of a Wyrmwood spotlight video here. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I wanted to talk about this Wyrmwood DM screen. Super cool. Really, really impressed with the craftsmanship and the work. I know Wyrmwood is expensive and kind of cost prohibitive. But there's a few times I like to indulge myself a little bit and get something that is going to last me a long time, that'll be kind of a centerpiece for my collection, and that's what I felt like this was. So that's it. I'm going to go and wrap this up. This is Brian with Game Brigade. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the thumbs up button. Help that YouTube algorithm. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.